Oh, hello, yes, well, it's come round again, hasn't it? Yes, Friday. Hooray for 2 days, which my ancestors apparently fought for, along with Europe and freedom and Magna Carta and churches and stuff like that. Yes, and Morris dancers, yes. Anyway, talking about that, obviously yesterday was the manifesto launch of the Labour Party, but I don't really care about that. The only thing that I was vaguely interested about was the fact that it's going to make sex matters, including Helen Joyce, quite upset because it didn't do exactly what they wanted. Still, never mind, eh? We don't get what we want. I certainly know that feeling, and I'm sure you do as well. But yesterday there was a very curious thing that cropped up, a curious thing it was indeed. Alex Phillips and the Reform Party put out a TikTok, and, well, let's just have a look at it, shall we?
I'm British, and I am proud of my country's achievements and ethics. We're not ashamed of our history, and we do not want it condemned nor erased. We're fed up with being called racist, aren't we? We're fed up with being smeared as bigots, aren't we? I am white and I don't feel ashamed. We are standing up in defence of decency, in defence of our values, in defence of our past, in defence of our future. I'm wholly for celebrating and welcoming different cultures, but only as long as the price to pay is not our own. We know what we need is reform.
Reform UK is about to become a political phenomenon, an historic one. So I urge you, join the revolt.
Yes, well, leaving aside the delectable Miss Phillips' inability to accessorise. That's what I always think whenever I see her. It's like, try some beads or something. I don't know, a necklace. She never accessorises, and it always just looks slightly odd. And anyway, that's just me being, I don't know, helpful, possibly. But yes, that was great, wasn't it? I mean, apart from all the issues in and around the sound, which is just yuck. But once you actually think about some of the images you've got there, some of them are very, very dodgy, because whoever put this together has very deliberately put it together in a very particular way to include certain people in it that aren't members of Reform, shall we say. So we get this notion that we're not racists, and oddly, at that precise moment in time, we have a picture of Tommy Robinson, and then we have some sort of nice pictures of churches in rural fields and the rest of it. But we also have basically people very closely affiliated to Britain First and other, let's say, patriotic organisations, shall we, thrown in as well. Yes, and not to in any way, shape or form mention the fact that they've managed to chuck a picture of the Queen in there, which is actually forbidden under electoral law. But the thing that astounds me most about this is the fact that it's still up. The Reform Party have okayed this, and this is something that they've decided to put out, and it's very explicitly saying to racists, vote Reform. I can't think of it in any other way. Can you? Why else would it be that you would put pictures of Tommy Robinson on your site, yeah? It would be a bit like me, suggesting that people vote for the Socialist Party of Great Britain with pictures of Pol Pot on it. It's kind of like on that level. It's a bit strange, isn't it, for, that very sensible centrist lot that Alex and Nigel Farage and the rest of them are. Except, of course, it isn't, because that's basically what the party is. That's who they are, and that's certainly going to be the direction of travel when they merge with the Conservatives. Some people have been saying, I don't think they should be called Conform. Yeah, that worried Darren Grimes yesterday. I don't think they should be called Conform. I think they should. We're supposed to conform, because the message here from Alex is about our country, and quite explicitly, it's not mine. I don't like Morris dancing. all right? It's a nasty Victorian invention that has nothing to do with ordinary people. Sorry, in the same way, a whole bunch of fascists, Christio-fascists, the best sort, holding up a Christ is King sign also has nothing to do with me. Thanks, Alex. Now, this is the woman who a few weeks ago quite famously said that she didn't feel safe in the UK. Well, what I'd suggest to Alex is that if you go around stirring up racial hatred, you're going to make people scared. That's one of the things that happens. How about having a more conciliatory tone to people that aren't like you, like me? Because I try and have a conciliatory tone with people. You know, whenever I have people turning up in my comments, I'm always really polite to them, even if I don't actually get that one back. But the language, as ever here, yeah? Our country. It's not mine, is it? No, it's theirs. After all, they're the ones paying for it. Their big business friends have invested a great deal of money in making sure that the future direction of the country, because initially it'll be under Keir Starmer, briefly, before the inevitable financial crisis that is coming, and then they can hand it back over to, I don't know, Prime Minister Nigel Farage, let's say, who can steer us into those glorious, glorious libertarian Christio-fascist, and it will be, future that they want. So you'll have kids who have to stand staring at a picture of the king while singing the national anthem in the morning. Meanwhile, there will be there loads of school places because they will decide to round up people that they don't think are like them. Our country will be back again. Whatever that means, because they don't, do they? Especially when you just have loads of stock images of Spitfires. Now, I like a good Spitfire. There's something about a Rolls-Royce Merlin engine that really gets the heart going. But for me, it stands as a symbol of us fighting fascism, not embracing it. Sorry, Alex, but I think you've got the wrong bit of history there. Astounding, absolutely astounding, and it's still up. I would like somebody in the British media to ask Nigel Farage about that, because he yesterday was quite happy to suggest that whilst it's really dreadful that the left-wing mobs of one person throw things at him, that January the 6th insurrection was no such thing. It was just a bit of a tour that got out of hand. You know what these Christio-fascist patriots are like, yeah. Anyway, I hope Alex feels safer because of that video. I don't think she will, though. And when she means safe, she's talking in one very particular way to a group of people who aren't me. Anyway, that was a little bit rambling. Do have a gorgeous, gorgeous Friday if you can. I've had a really slack week and it feels like I'm not doing enough. Yeah, Protestant work ethic has got into me head, unfortunately. Anyway, enjoy. Yeah, try and stay out the rain.